What's up, y'all? I'm Hicks-Wilson. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome back to my channel if it's not. And today we're going to talk about another Braxton. Not just any Braxton, the Braxtons. We're going to talk about their first debut album. How many of y'all actually went to go buy this album when it first came out? I just got to know. It's so good. We're going to talk about it. All right, let's get into it. Don't ever doubt you'll be someone. Always go for what you want. Get up and put your purpose on. Get up, feel the sunshine on your face. Believe that you deserve it all. Put in the work and you will end up far. This is my show and tell. So tell me, are you ready to get it on? So tell me, yeah. So tell me, are you ready? So tell me, are you ready for me? So tell me, are you ready? Tell me, are you ready? Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that performance. I had to rehearse that quite a few times. I was just having fun, really. And if you know me, you know I can't stand karaoke tracks, but it's not about that. It's honestly about being fearless and being open-minded and having the courage to try different things with your voice. And hey, you might have to do it over and over and over again to feel like you got it right, but that's what, I guess it's just what it is. Hey, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had fun doing it, but we're gonna talk about this amazing debut album, which includes the Braxtons. These are all the sisters of the legend, of course, Toni Braxton. And fun fact, around this time this album released, Toni Braxton was releasing her second sophomore album, so the competition was quite steep. A little history rundown on the Braxtons. The Braxtons is an American girl group. They started out singing gospel music. They were once signed by Arista Records. Their mother, Evelyn Braxton, was a opera singer, and she coached them. She coached them, took them to church, kept them on a routine, and, had them structured, you know what I'm saying? And one day they had an audition and they ended up getting a record deal with Arista Records. The Braxtons consist of Toni, Tawanda, Trina, Tamar, and Tracy Braxton. That's 5 girls, right? Toni, Tawanda, Trina, Tracy, and Tamar Braxton. Am I tripping? Toni, Tawanda, Trina, Tracy, and Tamar. Look, I could be tripping, whatever. I'm probably because I'm so used to the 4 quartet type setup with groups, so it's like when there's like a 5th or a 6th one, it's like, yes, there's 6 of them, but there's 5 of these girls, and they're all amazing singers. They all have unique tones and textures and unique pieces and parts to their voices. When they first signed with Arista in 1990, I believe probably between 1989 and 1990, they probably were being discovered doing that. But in 1990, they released their first official single, The Good Life. I'm serious. Look, I got a clip right here. Go, Toni. Now, for some reason, this single went paper, as Toni Braxton said, and Arista ultimately only wanted to go with Toni, and they ended up signing her to LaFace Records. But the Braxtons still stayed together as a group. But in 1995, it was said that Tracy was the next member to leave the group because she was going to be an alleged youth counselor, but that wasn't really true. It was because the industry really hates, I don't want to say it like that because that's such a bold statement, but at the time, and sometimes it seems like they can come down hard on certain groups of people, women, especially pregnant women being one of them, you know. So Tracy had her beautiful son at the time, and that was why she wasn't a part of this album. But apparently her vocals is on a couple of these tracks, if not more than a few, but we're going to talk about that too. But in 1996, the Braxtons re-signed with Atlantic Records, going forward to create their debut album, being that The Good Life didn't get released and Toni went solo. That's what happened to that record. So come this one, which remains the three: Tamar, Trina, and Towanda. And you have the Braxtons' So Many Ways. So Many Ways was released in August of 1996. August 6th, I believe, 1996. There was a later pressing of this album in November of 1996. I have no idea why. I don't know if there was another song put on here, but there's some remixes to a few of these tracks on this song, and we're going to talk about that too. I love a good remix, y'all already know. November 19th, 1996 was the re-release. And August 6th, 1996 was the original release of this album. The opening tracks is So Many Ways, which was honestly the first single off of this album. And that comes from the High School High soundtrack, which was released in the same month and year of their debut album, So Many Ways. The single for So Many Ways, however, was released in July of 1996. The single So Many Ways being released in July of 1996 had moderate success. I'm not sure what it peaked on the charts, but we're going to get into that too and what this album was certified, but it did include a video, which features all three members of this format of the Braxtons. It features a young Mekhi Phifer who was coming off of probably quite a few movies. I know for sure Clockers, the year before this video was released. Look at a young, beautiful Tamar and Mekhi Phifer in the background. They are all so beautiful and just so darling. I really love the beat. I love the video. I love the context of the song. I love how Tamar is singing. This song complemented Trina's and Tamar's vocals really well. It just, I can't really explain what it is, but I don't know why I was shocked because all of them can sing, but when you hear how certain songs on this album kind of spotlights Tamar and Trina's vocals, it's pretty amazing. And Towanda's vocals as well. We're going to get into her solo parts on this album as well. So Many Ways peaked at 31 on the R&B and hip hop charts. It also has a remix that includes Jay-Z. Jay-Z was on his debut album, the Reasonable Doubt album. So this is Jay-Z coming right out of that. This is a fresh, kind of fresh Jay-Z because he was still doing this thing, and because I know he did a lot of work with this one DJ. I'm sorry, don't quote me on the DJ. His name is slipping my mind right now, but it's a very, 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 very popular dude that put Jay-Z on. Very, very legendary, iconic dude. But Jay-Z finally made his first album with The Reasonable Doubt, having songs with Foxy Brown, and now he's doing songs with the Braxtons, putting them on. Isn't that pretty cool? There is a performance from the Soul Train Awards and the Soul Train Lady of Soul Awards that includes the Braxtons performing So Many Ways. One of those award shows, I believe, the Lady of Soul, it features Jay-Z, you know, performing that remix with them. Pretty cool for your first album, just gotta say. The second track off this wonderful gold certified lime color debut is Slow Flow. It's another single. It's actually the fourth single and final single off of this debut album. It didn't chart in the US, but it did chart in the UK. It sat at number 7 on the UK hip hop and R&B charts. It did have an accompanied music video, which is kind of which is really a live performance turned into a music video, which is pretty cool, especially for an overseas release, especially for like a special release for fans that really want to get a more intimate look on the Braxtons. But I don't like the video. I'm gonna just be honest, y'all. No shade to the Braxtons, but it deserved a professionally shot, polished video. That was probably one of the many best songs off of this album, especially coming in right after So Many Ways. And for this to be an Atlantic promoted, produced album, it's kind of strange because I know maybe I'm just going off of one artist because Atlantic kind of really was doing their thing with other artists that were popular at this time. For them to be related to the Braxtons and not get that push, it didn't matter if they were not Toni Braxton. It just didn't make some of the stuff that happened during promotion just don't make no sense. But I love their pink jumpsuits that they're wearing. Sometimes I feel like the styling that they did for Towanda, some of the stylists just didn't know what to do with her beauty, and it shows. But nevertheless, Towanda is beautiful. The rest of the girls look amazing. Tamar reminds me of a young Beyonce, and I can say that because Destiny's Child wasn't even out in 1996, so I'm sure they probably watched at least one video of the Braxtons performing and took notes, because that Tamar, her performance, like aura, it's giving like lead singer Destiny's Child from her body, from the way her body even looks, like, and the way she moves and the way she's doing ad-libs and like her vocal melismas. Am I saying that word right? It's just giving lead star, yes, all of that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. My point exactly. Let's move to the next track. The next track is Only Love. Yes, it has a music video, and seemingly this album and the singles kind of did better overseas. You know, they appreciate music better than we do over here. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it is the marketing. I don't know. But in China, New Zealand, and Russia, they get the better singles sometimes, and they be getting the music videos we don't get, and it be making me mad sometimes. But this album includes another single, Only Love. Of course it has a music video. It features all the girls, of course, and again, it charted well in the UK, charting at number 3, and I believe 53 on the hip hop and R&B charts in the US. And I just feel like it could have gotten a better push. It features the girls in nice outfits, nice sleek leather looking outfits, maybe some pleather, who knows, but it's shiny and it looks like leather. That's all that matters there. And look how beautiful Tamar looks. Look how beautiful they all look together. These videos were probably played on The Box a lot, you know, on smaller music video channels, because I just can't find a clip or a time where this was probably played on MTV. Or maybe BET, I don't know, but maybe one of those smaller channels, but it deserved to be played on more than that. Fun fact, I believe this is one of the tracks, and I think I've read somewhere this is one of the tracks that Tracy is on. Fun fact, yes, Tracy is on these background vocals. You can kind of hear it, so just pay attention and listen hard. It's in the hook, it's in the chorus. I love how Tawanda looks in this music video, her short bob. I love how Tamar really gets his chance to shine on this song. I'm looking at the music video. This video is given 97 for real. Look at the highlight and Tawanda's bang. it's definitely given 97. And look at that. Look at that. 96, 97-ish. Look at that. All right, Tamar, strut. You just see the girls frolicking and walking and strutting through the streets, being freed from some kind of love that was holding them down. Didn't think they would get over it. But they got over it, and now they're stronger. I'm feeling that. I'm all for resilience. Holla. See, this is why I love liner notes, because it says that Andrea Martin wrote Only Love. Andrea Martin, she's responsible for I Love Me Some Him. She's also responsible for the songs on Set It Off, and responsible for so many songs that we know and that we love. Her voice is on the background vocals. She has a unique tone, unique voice. I always felt like her and Angie Stone sounded the same. Love Andrea Martin, love when she writes, and I love when she sings, and it's no long shot that she's on this song and writing for the Braxtons, being that she wrote for Toni Braxton on the album that actually was coming out around the same time that this album was being dropped. But yes, Only Love was written by Andrea Martin. The other two songs that came on first was written by Christopher A. Stewart, Sean Kay, and then So Many Ways was, of course, a Jermaine Dupri written song, a Jermaine Dupri production. You can hear it. I believe he's saying So Deaf in the background. Is he not on every song? But yes, I still say, coming in on track 4 is I Still Say Yes. It is a climax cover, and it features additional vocals by Demille Burks. That's the male vocalist that's in the background. I thought it was one of the other sisters, but to find out that it was another male vocalist, I'm like, okay, all right, boy. So sang up there, sustain them vocals. All right, okay. But I Still Say Yes is a wonderful cover song produced by Babyface. I'm sure he produced and had a hand in the original. That's why he's on this one. And again, Babyface is another Braxton partner. We all know about Mr. Face there. That is Miss Toni's husband, musical husband. But yeah, I think they did a great job with that song. The next song is Lady. That is another song that I believe Tracy's vocals is on. Let me see if I can see it in the credits. It doesn't say anything about her, but it says Christopher A. Stewart again wrote this song. He wrote quite a few songs. And yeah, all the vocals are done by the Braxtons on Lady. It takes a spin on one of those Michael Jackson 5 songs. It's slipping my mind right now. But I wanna be, gotta be, I wanna be, It's one of them I think Lady in My Life. Lady in My Life. Yeah, I think it's that one. Those songs sound the same, and I think that's what they're playing off of in the Lady song. And I like how they spelled it. L.A.D.I. You know, we love the double entendres there, right? Isn't that one? Look, the next track is Take Home to Mama. It's produced by Jermaine Dupri. It was recorded in 1995 because that's the copyrights. So Def Productions, yeah. Background vocals done by the Braxtons and Trey Lorenz. Ooh, Trey Lorenz, I love him. He's also singing on Groove Theory's Tell Me. Oh, happy ending. Oh, my love, please tell me what you want me to do. That's Trey Lorenz. Sorry, I mean, he obviously sang it way better. Trey Lorenz, I'm not trying to even come for you. But yes, Trey Lorenz, that's who's singing on that. I didn't know that till today. This is why liner notes are important, because that did not come up on the Wikipedia page. This is why liner notes are important. Look at these beautiful pictures of Trina, Tamar, and Tawanda. That's how the liner looks in the pictures in this album. Yeah, there's no pictures on the back, just information, The next song after that, it's Where's the Good in Saying Goodbye. Where's the Good in Saying Goodbye? They performed this, by the way. Speaking of performances, my favorite performance by the Braxtons is them singing Slow Flow at the Apollo, where they're wearing the all black. The way that Tamar is slaying the vocals. Where's the Good in Saying Goodbye? I love how Tamar is singing on the studio version. All the live performances are really good, obviously. Again, it really showcases Trina and Tamar's vocals on this song, Where's the Good in Saying Goodbye, especially on the bridge. I love how Tamar is emoting on that. So if you haven't heard that song, get into it on this album. The next track is What Does It Take? I love this song. I love every song on this album. Again, I love how Tamar is just going there on that track. On What Does It Take, and how she's just emoting in the bridge. Again, I want to give all the girls shine. The way that Tawanda is singing on Slow Flow, pay attention to that, and she has different solos on this album. We're going to talk more about that. The next song on the album is Girl on the Side. That is track number 9, and again, that's another song that I believe Tracy is on. Let me see if I can find her name in... Ooh, they have the lyrics. They have all the lyrics. Oh my God, Girl on the Side. Look. It's in here. It doesn't say, but I know somewhere there was an article there where they talked about it, and Tracy's vocals is on that song too. It's not on all of them, but just on a few. But I love the song context. I love what it's about. I love the way that Tamar is singing her behind off. I like how it's a real situation that was really her situation that they turned into a song, being that she can relate to it better, she could sing it better, and those luscious background vocals, those hooks, y'all know. That's why I love layering my vocals. If you pay attention to my songs, that's going to be something that y'all are going to remember me for. I promise you that's going to make it my thing, and I'm just going to turn it to my own thing. But I like to study the greats, like the Braxtons. Their harmonies on Girl on the Side, it just doesn't compare. You just have to have an ear for it. Yes, the bridge, all of it. Get into the song. Girl on the Side is one of the best songs on the dang album. Should have had a video. If any song was going to have a video, should have been this one. In a special way, I love how that song kind of like has like a 80s groove. And I love the hook. I love all of the vocals. It sounds like Tracy is on the background vocals of this song too. And the song also gives a chance for each girl to shine vocally once again. I love the way that Tawanda is singing in the bridge. Trina and Tamar, they really shine on all of these tracks. And again, they shine on this one. And now you can hear all 3 of them. Check into it, check it out. In a Special Way was written by John Halkow, Emmanuel Officer, Donald K. Parks, and Tabitha Duncan. They really did a good job on the writing, and it was produced by John Howard and Emmanuel Officer. I really like that track. Never Say Goodbye is another one of those emotive songs, and I really like it. And I really like how the piano is being played. It's kind of slow. It's very like emotional and dramatic, and I really like Trina's vocals. She really shines on this song. And I really like Trina's tone, and I like the texture of her voice. She sounds like a little girl, like a little innocent. It sounds very innocent. I don't know if she's ever heard that before, but Tamar's tone and texture is very, very, very mature, especially for her age. And then Tawanda's voice, it sounds very operatic. It sounds like she would have been a great stage singer. She should probably still take up some plays and do like some musicals, because she has the perfect voice for musicals. I don't know if anybody's told her that, but everybody's voice kind of has a different kind of pocket. Shout out to you, Daryl Simmons. I know you did a few of the keyboard workings on this album, and you're a part of Atlantic, and you had a really good right hand in getting Brandy on. Thank you, Daryl Simmons. But he's all over this album, of course, because he's a part of the Atlantic team. I'm just looking through all the rest of the backgrounds and making sure that I'm acknowledging everybody and all the people that sung lead, but Never Can Say Goodbye is just one of those good balladeers and that everybody can get their shine on. The third single and final track on this album is The Boss, and of course it has a music video, which again was probably played all over the box in smaller video channels, because I just don't remember this video being played on BET, VH1, or MTV. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Another thing I want to mention about the song, it is a it's a Diana Ross cover of Diana Ross coming out of the Supremes, and or was it? Yeah, it's Diana Ross, but it sounded like it could have been in the Supreme song. But perfectly capturing that is a Supreme type group, the Braxtons, and I think they did a really good job at covering this song, and everybody had a spot to shine on this song. Everybody's tone and texture sound good. Everybody's looking beautiful in this video, and Tamar is so young you can't tell because her voice sounds so grown. She's literally wearing like invisible braces in this video. It's super freaking cute. I love the music video, them packing up a nice house of this man that thought he was gonna get away with the lowdown, and no, the joke was on him. They never performed the song, which is really sad, but it includes a slamming remix, the Braxtons, The Boss, The Spider remix. Look it up. Matter of fact, y'all think I'm playing. The background vocals on The Boss was done by Cindy Paulette McWilliams, Bernie Diggs, and the Braxtons. Sorry, Cindy Mazel to be exact, and Lisa Fisher. Lisa Fisher. Shout out to you, Lisa Fisher, if y'all don't know who that is. Come on now. So we got that version and video of The Boss, but the remix. And why I study the greats on harmonies and layerings. This is what I'm just referencing it, so when you guys hear it in my music, you go, oh yeah, that's what he do, and this is why he do it, and this is how. Yeah, did you hear them harmonies? Why didn't that one have a video? Why didn't they make that version a single? Because get this, if Diana Ross already sung the other version and that was her song, why not put out a version that's original to the girls? That was perfect timing. I'm just gonna say that was the perfect timing for that to go off. But seriously, did y'all hear the knocking? Did you hear the harmonies? Look, it's gonna make me mad all over again, so I just have to hurry up and end this video so I can just go listen to it and appreciate it. But The Boss was the final song on this album and the third single. And yeah, that's what Atlantic did with it. I love Atlantic. Y'all always come through with the boom, bada, bang. But that, when I say the ball has been dropped, no, you threw the ball, broke it, popped it, and it don't exist. It's gone. It's gone. But nevertheless, this album was certified gold, and that means it sold 500,000 copies. That's what that means. It didn't sell 1 million, it sold 500,000 copies. Sorry, I had to think about that. But this is a solid debut album. The Braxtons would not come together again until their 2015 Christmas album, which includes all 5 of the original members. And they all went on to do great things. Tamar went solo and had her solo breakthrough. And I'm not talking about Love and War or no, we're gonna acknowledge that. But we're talking about the real Tamar Braxton debut album that deserves attention. Okay, it deserves. I know Tamar was finding herself, but we're not gonna not acknowledge the great songs on that album. And when I get a physical copy, we're gonna be doing that album too. But yes, the Braxtons, this album, it's a 10 out of 10 for me, despite of the treatment that it got. And if you haven't heard it, check it out. Please give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you thought about my rendition of So Many Ways, you know. I just like to have fun. I love to sing and write and record and do all those things. But I got to get up out of here because I got to re-record some songs that I accidentally, no, not songs, I'm sorry. A song that I accidentally deleted. Ooh, that just irritated me. And then there was something else that I was recording too that I accidentally deleted. Oh my gosh, but you just gotta have patience and you gotta go with the flow. Go listen to this album, y'all. Get into it. The Braxtons, so many ways. Peace. I'll see y'all in the next video. Ow.